All aboard!
The Graeme and Joe Show.
So, Graeme,
Yeah.
big news this week. You have a lot of events in your life this week. Probably the biggest thing to ever happen to you: the launch of a European Football Super League.
Yeah.
The biggest news in your life currently.
Yes.
I
I don't know how I feel about it, Joe.
How do you feel?
I don't know how
It's
I feel.
crazy.
It'll kill all the small clubs, won't it? I mean, it just...
It'll
Like, who's
change,
gonna-
but it will.
Who's going to pay to watch games like...
But this is what we're all paying for. The slow increase. It's like here, we all live in Ireland. Everyone's obsessed with football. No one watches League of Ireland. No one goes to local clubs. Everyone sits around talking about who? Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Spurs, Arsenal.
You rarely
The
hear them
odd.
talking about Spurs, really.
Well, Spurs, you
But,
know what I mean. Well, it's giving out about it in the mix kind of
Yes.
stuff. So it's
Um,
interesting. It's sad. It is very sad if they're going to force it through, but
it's happening.
it is actually happening.
The wheels are turning.
Well, they dropped like such a bomb yesterday, and everyone was so shook. It was the news. You can tell by the people reading the news that it's serious. It's not just empty Sky News kind of hype, like with COVID or like the financial crisis. One of these big things when you go, "Oh, this guy's serious. He's actually shitting it." The other news reporters like, "This is going to change everything." It's just Matt,
They're all
Gary.
getting
It's
involved.
Matt.
Sure, Boris Johnson's in on it.
Boris
It's like, we gotta
Johnson.
stop this. We gotta stop it, but you can't.
Well, it's all these people, like, it's terrible and it's all just about money and stuff like that. But it's funny when people like Boris Johnson are like going, this is not this is not honest and British and doing things the right way. You can't just cheat and lie and suit yourself and get ahead by any way you can. You're like, Boris, that's exactly what you've been doing for your entire life. Or you wait are going to come out now and be like, this is not the pure spirit of football. We hate this money grabbing thing. You're like, come on. John Delaney literally still works for you guys, I think.
Yeah.
Among everything, literally everyone who's worked for FIFA and UEFA has like at one stage been officially corrupt, but like investigated by like
brown envelopes all
Yeah.
over the shop. Must have been. But it is a weird thing. Like, I love the Champions League and all that sort of stuff, and that's going to kill that. And
they're kind of maximising though. They're trying to turn the whole thing into like continuous Champions League quarterfinals. That's basically, you know what I mean. Like, think about who's been.
But isn't that too much?
It
though?
is too much.
I mean, it's
No, but
just
that's the thing.
What's seldom is wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so just keep it the way it is. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like change, Joe.
No one
I
does.
don't like
And
change.
It's you think that the thing that's changing from is like, this is real and important because it's true in one way, but it was an interesting. It's a like weird thing about being a fan these days that I saw some Man United fan ranting and giving out about it. And he was kind of just saying, it just makes it all meaningless. It makes what we did in 99 mean nothing. It makes what 68 mean nothing, whatever. And then a part of me kind of cynically was like going, yeah, but it does mean nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to you because...
How dare you?
No, but
Joe?
exactly. But this is why... I mean, in the wider world... It's literally, I should have known.
Yeah, right, set.
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like, if you ask the man on
Nobody
the
will ever
street,
be able to win the treble again.
ever again. So you'll have that in the bank then.
That's true.
You can just use that in the pub. It's going to just create a whole new set of trivia. But it is sad, the lineage of like things being changed, and it's because I probably know more about films than football. So I'm kind of seeing it from that point of view that like I'm like, this already happened to films. That like it's that idea of like every film is going to be a blockbuster based on the 5 blockbusters that were the most famous and successful. So that's all you're going to get forever now. And
Remakes and
and the people who are into it get depressed, but people show up and moan about it and watch it, and it's like Star Wars forever, Jurassic Park forever, Marvel forever. What are the other ones? Like Disney is just like, screw you, we're literally gonna just remake our own most famous films exactly the same and charge you to see them again.
Yeah.
And you're gonna love it, and people still show up and
They
pay.
do.
That's the thing.
It's $1 billion. Like every time Disney release a movie, it's $1 billion.
Because they're just the money men come in and they just look at things and go, okay, we own this thing now. We don't care about films or football or whatever the thing is. We care about the money. So which bit of this makes the most money? So they look and go, oh, these films do. So let's just only do this over and over again.
So who's going to make the billions out of this Super League?
The owners of the clubs, because they're doing a thing where it's the founding members of the clubs or of the league, which is whatever these clubs are, their own governing body. So instead of it being the FA dealing with the clubs or UEFA dealing with the European clubs,
right,
these groups are going to sit on their own board. So that's what someone was giving it a bit. It's like a ridiculous thing where it's like, we're going to make our own rules for our own clubs.
Okay.
And it's going to be much more like, as I don't really know how they work exactly, but like those like American franchise things where it's just the league owners will make an absolute killing and the players will do incredibly well, but it'll be no one will get relegated and stuff like that. So
yeah, well, they still will get relegated in the. You can still win. The domestic leagues are still happening.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make a stand out. So either it's going to be interesting because either excuse me, the domestic leagues are going to just have to accept it and actually reveal that they need these clubs more than the clubs need to be in the league. Okay. So, or else they're going to have to do something and like try and expel. Are they going to expel Man United and Liverpool from the Premier League?
They can't do that.
Exactly.
Like
are they going to try and, or like dock them 50 points 1 year or something like that and do it again?
Like they'll only come back.
Exactly. So it's interesting. So then the leagues are going to have to swallow a big shovel of shite, and then everyone will go, oh, that was just all for nothing. And then you're going to have weekend Premier League games with like the B team, and then the midweek Galactico superstar games where everyone around the world's tuning in. Because this is the thing, people will watch it, everyone will moan. But if Amazon come out and say new European Super League coming next year, included free with your Prime subscription, people are going to subscribe to Prime for
I'm going to boycott it.
Yeah. Do you
I am now an Aston Villa supporter.
But it's the funny thing, because I was talking to someone yesterday and they were talking about being in Phibsborough and walking. You can just walk into like Bowes Ground because they're trying to redevelop that whole Phibsborough shopping centre in Dalymount Park and stuff. But like you just walk in to Bowes Ground from the street and like one stand is covered in that like Japanese knotweed, like this crazy invasive weed that just like takes over buildings.
Okay.
It's like some horrible weed that if you cut it back you have to like pull it out by the roots because it just keeps spreading. It's some invasive species. But like one stand is covered in that, another half a stand is covered in that, so you can't use it. The rest is just half falling down and stuff. So, and there's probably within 10-mile radius of that place, there's at least 5,000-10,000 guys who are obsessed with football and watch football all day long every day, but have never or never will go and watch a game in Dalymount Park. So it's the logical horrible endpoint of like. Whoever's the most famous getting the most money and the most attention, and then that just keeps
the rich get richer.
Spinning on. It's the way of the world these days.
Yeah,
and it's the rich people.
I wish I was rich.
I know it looks pretty good to be honest.
Oh man, how are we gonna make it by doing this podcast?
I think this is gonna blow up.
Because
you just do them and no one watches for the first 100 episodes, and then at the last 102 just goes like this. And then everyone goes, "Oh, I just discovered this new thing," and you're like. We've been doing it for a while.
The Super League will be sponsoring our podcast.
There would be. We'll be doing live broadcasts from the Super League on Mars. They'll be having guys playing. It'll be like the start of some. What was that film? Was it Starship Troopers? Something playing some weird space game. Where it's all like flipping upside down and kicking the ball.
That's what
it's Ronaldinho. He's making 58 billion a second, and he hasn't played in 6 months because his little toe. He thinks might have a bruise. So he's just sitting on the sidelines Instagramming live his thoughts on Brexit. I don't know.
Brexit's still going on?
Oh, definitely. One thing
in the future?
One thing
on Mars?
Be sure Brexit will just what happens now. But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's big news. I thought Messi leaving Barcelona was going to be the biggest football story. And I thought that was too big to happen. You're like, it won't actually happen. It can't happen. But they must have been cooking this up for secret.
They're saying that United were the instigators of this as well, were they?
But they've been trying to... I remember reading a news article of like last year, a few years, that all the kind of owners or chairman had met somewhere in New York kind of secretly for some dinner. And it was kind of leaked and everyone's like moaning about it and it will never happen. But they were... Because they've been at this for years, that they're all annoyed that they have to share the TV money. Like, so... England do it well enough that all the clubs in the Premiership get the
Spread it
same
evenly.
split. Even though obviously City and United and whatever are like, well, people want to watch us more, we should be making more. And then they said the Premier League was able to keep a lid on it because they kept growing, so there was always more money, even though it was being split evenly. But apparently with it was happening anyway. The TV deals had sort of flattened out a bit. And then COVID, obviously, all the crowds have been gone for the whole year, so that's a huge financial thing. So then business people just look at that as like a spreadsheet and go, well, if this happens again, we can't rely on this. So the game has become, it's like you go to Asia, you sit in Thailand, the Premiership is just on the telly.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. Everyone there, no one really cares. No one's from like Leeds or anything, so they're just watching whoever's the famous, whatever's on telly. So
yeah.
It is. It's just turning, because when we were talking before, I was like, oh, they've turned movies now into sports fans. Like Marvel fans are now like football fans who just support their guys. I didn't predict it would happen the other way, that they'd actually turn football into Marvel movies and just have an endless nonsense parade of like smash bash, crash.
It's just gonna be so many brilliant games,
but that's the thing.
I know I'll end up just watching it. I know I will,
this is
but
the
of course,
depressing thing.
It
they
just
feels
like it's killing the game or something.
But it literally is. It's that pulling the curtain back and going, oh, we don't really care about any of this stuff.
It'll be every weekend just going, who you're playing this week? Going Real Madrid. Who are they playing this week? Barcelona. Who are they playing this week? Oh, Chelsea again, or whoever, for the 15th time this season.
15th time. So, and maybe it will be. Maybe it will be like kind of blockbuster Star Wars things where it's sort of that thing where things used to make money because they were good, and then certain things got really big. And then the logic flipped the other way, and it went, oh no, it's good because it makes money. So people came in and just like bought the thing that was big. So that was the same thing as like Disney, like buying Star Wars. Star Wars was like a huge big thing, but it was just sort of simple and new and kind of homemade. And then this sort of weird collection of nerds kept it alive for like 40 years by just obsessing over it. Yeah. And it was always this thing in the background like, oh, Star Wars. And then some guys went, I'm just going to buy that. And then just churn it out.
George Lucas,
he's cashing out.
How much? How much are you going to pay? How much did it go for?
Got all $4 billion, I think.
$4 billion, and they've already made about 10 movies.
Is the thing, exactly.
And $1 billion a pop.
$1 each, toys, theme parks, video games.
Mr. Lucas just there going, I should have held out for more.
He probably did, where he has enough. He owns all the special effects stuff still and everything else. But it's the same idea that the fans all hated that, all the old guys, and they're like, we don't care about you. Like, you've kept us alive, and now you're not really important because the name is more important than who made the name in the first place. So
Disney are just buying everything at the minute.
They're doing the exact same thing to entertainment that like they're doing to sports now. It's this idea that it's all about brands. If you want to make real money, you have to appeal to most people. Most people don't really care about the details. Most people just wanted to go to the cinema once every few months to see something.
I just take it once in a year now, Joe. But it's been so long since I was in the cinema.
So the drop off. So they have to go with the who's actually showing up and paying and.
What's the first movie you're going to go see when the cinema opens back up?
Depends what's on. Doesn't it really?
I'm mad to see that James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Or that new,
Time to Die.
What's it called? Nobody?
Oh,
the Bob Odenkirk one that's going to be like John Wick.
Yeah, that's very good.
I just want to see what Bob Odenkirk is like as like an action hero.
Apparently he's training for years secretly as well. Yeah. He was doing it, so... No,
he does not look like a conventional...
But I like when they do that. Sure, who else did that when they turned him into an action star? Sure, Bruce Willis. Apparently, Bruce Willis was the same. We don't really remember, but Bruce Willis was like on TV was moonlighting.
Yeah.
And a bit too young, maybe, to really understand it. But it was all like wisecracking, crime solving thing. But he was like a little skinny, tinny hair guy, and it was all like Arnie and Sly Stallone at that time.
Yeah.
It was kind of cast against type, so it works.
And then he did Die Hard.
But it's good because seeing the guy get like battered who still wins is more enjoyable than
seeing
some guy who's just like
kicks
perfect.
Ass all the time.
Who's just like killing everybody. But it does look really good, and I just learned because it's kind of the John Wick guys did all the stunts and stuff, but the actual guy who directed it is some Russian guy who made a film that was it was good, but it was off a gimmick he'd done. His film was called Hardcore Henry, but it was all done from like first person point of view.
Okay, like a game or something.
Exactly like a game, and it was like the speed and craziness of a game because he made some thing that was like a viral YouTube video he just made with his friends, and it was like this first person view of this almost like action film. It's like 10-15 minutes long of a guy running along, and it's all guys in suits chasing where they're fighting and falling off things.
Sounds amazing.
But it's really well done, and it kind of keeps like, it's really inventive and kind of cool looking. And then they did a whole film of it called Harker Henry, which is a bit long. Do you know when someone has to stretch things out, and it's really intense and it's so good, but eventually you're just kind of like and it was that guy was in it, Charlton Copley. Do you remember that guy, the South African guy from District 9? He was in like the A-Team and stuff. He was in love for a while, and then he kind of wasn't.
The prawns,
men. The fucking prawns.
The prawns.
The prawns. Hey, you get out of your prawns. But so that looks really good. That's definitely one. James Bond, I hope, is good as well.
James Bond has
Craig.
To be good.
Has to be.
But like, I know when I go to see James Bond, COVID is gone. Because we've been waiting, because it was supposed to be just as COVID hit.
Exactly.
And then it's like,
that will be.
Oh, now it's, we're not going to release it till then. And then it's like, okay, we'll be out of lockdown come. Like, and then it's like, oh no, they've cancelled it again. We're back into lockdown, you know?
I hope so. They tried to sell that off to like streaming services, but no one wanted to pay the price.
Oh, really?
They were trying, I think someone like Apple or Netflix were offering them like 300 million, and they were like, 600 million. And everyone went, no thanks.
I'm surprised nobody picked it up for 600 million.
Yeah. It's just, they just do the number. It's funny, it's all this data game now, so like this thing, they just know what's worth their time and what's not, kind of. So I think because it's the people who make the Bond films, literally this family called the Broccolis. There was a guy called Albert Cubby Broccoli who did all the main like classic ones, and then his daughter's taken it over since like, I don't know, Pierce Brosnan or Timothy Dalton days, but they just own James Bond. There's one of these weird things, so they like do deals with the studios to like license, distribute them or something like that. So, but they raise all the money themselves and make the thing and then sell it on. That's why they have loads of ads and product placement and stuff. And hyped, but and it will never end because they're like, this is my job, making James Bond.
Who's going to be the next James Bond?
Don't know. I really don't know.
Me neither.
They're gonna get stuck in a pickle though, because they're gonna be like, no matter what they do, someone's gonna be like, why aren't you picking the black James Bond? Why isn't it a lady James Bond? Why isn't it a black lady James Bond? And then they either do it to be like, hey, it's good, we don't care, and then it won't work, and then everyone will be angry at everyone else, or else they'll go with like Henry Cavill or somebody, and everyone will be angry again for a week, and then everyone will forget. I'd say that's what they'll. Because in this one, the new one, I think they're setting up a thing where it's like,
I don't think Henry Cavill will be good, just to throw that out there. Before they pick this up. I have a lot of sway in Hollywood, so I better be careful what I say. They just go with. They're listening.
They're like, this guy. No, he's got his finger on the trends. He knows what the crowds want. I would be good at doing it. Henry Cavill, he might be good if he's playing like a jerky one. He's good at being a jerk. He was good in the baddie in the Mission Impossible one. Did you see that?
Yeah. I did.
He's good at stuff like that, being a bit of a prick. So maybe if he was doing that, but it's hard. Yeah. They were saying the guy, did you watch Bridgerton? Did you watch Steamy Bridgerton?
I didn't.
No,
that's not my type of show.
It's not. But it was funny because it was like, Ting was watching, my girlfriend, and it was like a Jane Austen show. It was kind of done at like a modern, like just a kind of almost like a modern like spin on like all the clothes and styles and stuff, but it was all kind of modern people. But then, so you would watch it and you'd think like your granny might watch it and go, well, this isn't my kind of thing. But then there was loads of like proper hardcore writing in it. Not hardcore, but like really extended, like sweaty love scenes that would go on for like 5 or 10 minutes. You'd be like, what the hell?
Why haven't I watched this?
Yeah, no. This is why it's so popular.
I didn't know it was that hot and steamy.
This is why the secret women are watching it.
Oh my God.
There's like bits like someone starts kissing and you think, oh, and they're going to fade away. Oh no, they're not fading away. This is going on for like 5 minutes with literally someone going like,
trying to take corsets off.
But it's this sort of stuff. Like that level. They seeing a guy's bum like hitting, going into it. Going on. No corsets.
Soft
it's just porn. Basically, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna get on that.
But there was a guy, the main guy in that, he's not coming back, and they were like, oh, maybe he's going to
get the James Bond. Okay.
He's a young, handsome guy, but I don't know what they're going to do, because definitely Craig is out. Craig's starting to look like a potato head. He's
but he was great.
Loved him as James Bond. On the testosterone or whatever. He was good, but he's moving to Knives Out now. Knives Out are going to do a whole franchise. Apparently, he's making an absolute bomb.
Oh wow!
Netflix. They're speaking of Netflix. They came in for that and just were like, because it made loads of money.
I haven't watched it.
It's good. It's very good. It's not. It's nice to see a new movie that's about a story that's like funny, and it's a script. It's like a murder mystery thing, literally set in a house. So
okay,
it's enjoyable.
Knives Out.
Daniel Craig, loads of actors, and it's your man actually. It's a guy Rian Johnson who was most famous recently for doing the second Star Wars sequel that everyone hated.
Okay.
And he kind of went away and went, I'm just going to make a little film again. Because he made like Brick and he made Looper and he made all these like tricksy kind of crime films like that. So it's more like that where it's like an Agatha Christie film and Daniel Craig's like someone gets murdered in a big old house. All the family are there. They're all terrible. They're all suspects. And he's the detective to come in and it's sort of a...
Okay.
Everyone's a suspect thing, but it was really successful and they all made loads of money off it apparently. So they're doing more.
Okay. But classic.
Yeah, it is classic. But yeah, the world is changing. That's what I'm learning more about, Graeme. The longer you live, the higher the chance you're going to see some crazy stuff happen.
Yeah.
Like European Super Leagues detach from reality and become played on the moon now or something.
God, I just want to go back to the day where we used to kick a ball against the wall and be happy, you know?
What about that, eh?
It's killing them, man. The choice that our kids have is now...
It's terrible.
It's wrecking them.
Yeah, and that's what's going to end up being the way that we're going to be
it's like, what do you want to watch, kids?
Yeah.
No one ever asked that question. It's like, this is what we're watching.
This is what's on.
Because just
this is all that
flicking.
Exists.
It's just flicking. You can spend hours flicking.
Here's the one video you had, and that's it.
Yeah.
Playing that again.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. But it's too much choice. They say that. And there's a thing that you call some psychological theory called a paralysis of choice, where it's actually the more choice you have,
the less you can pick something.
Yeah, and the less satisfying it is when you finally do, because you're just like, I don't really know. So you just pick something. Yeah.
It's like food envy.
Exactly.
When you're looking at a menu and then you see what the other person has, it's like, oh, I should have got that.
Yeah, instantly. Whereas if there's when you go to a menu and there's only like 3 things on it, and you're like, excellent. I know I definitely want this one. And you're happy then. Whereas there's like 500 things.
Or you're like, I don't like any of those.
Well, I'm thinking normally places
we should have gone to the other restaurant across the road.
Selection. This place is out of business in a week. I'm thinking places that are like cheeseburgers, like burger, cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Burger with cheese.
Yes. Oh, there's a few of those great burger joints.
It's happening. Burgers are
popping at the minute, man.
They're good.
That's it'll come back to me.
It'll come back.
Just give me a second.
I'll talk about something boring for 10 minutes. And
yes,
then you'll
I'll remember.
Yeah, just jog your
I need you to do your boring talk. I remember now.
Actually,
it's on. There's one on Camden Street, and there's another one on.
Promote them. We'll find it. Don't worry too much about remembering. It's good.
I just thought we were going to go into a sidetrack of talking about burger joints.
But I like the way they're now able. They're giving you burgers you can hold in your hand.
Oh yeah,
because that was the trick for a long time, where gourmet burgers, whatever, they were kind of getting ridiculous. That you would like
the GBK.
Yeah, you'd come and you'd be like, hey, what am I supposed to do with this? All the what was the other one? The Joe Burger one and stuff. Yeah, it's like a little stick through it, and it's all just piled up like this.
Yeah,
comedy puzzle, and you're like, good luck taking a bite.
Wow, burgers are pretty good.
They're very good.
Very good.
Little takeaway around the road. They're pretty close. Hard not to get them to drop one over every few nights.
I'll have 2 Wow burgers, please.
I'm gonna go wow, but they kind of ripped off what was the one that was Bunsen Burger? That was the one.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
See, there you go.
Got it. And it was amazing because you used to go into the place, sit down, and all you had was this little card that had a choice of 4 burgers, or you could have sweet potato fries and normal fries, and that was it.
That's all you need. What more do you want?
Exactly.
Do something simple. But
the one in Liffey Valley was nice as well. Oh no, the one in Dundrum.
Yeah.
Five Guys.
That's big. That's like an American-y thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We love that.
Tasty.
It's good. The burgers are good. Do a good burger. What more do you want?
You can't
quick, easy,
a good
filling.
burger.
Exactly. It's what you need, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I know. It's like everyone's obsessed with In-N-Out burgers. Remember in America?
Oh, man, they were good.
They never left California. Yeah, people were mad for them. They were very good. And that was the same thing. They just had like 2 things.
Yeah.
Do you want it? No. On you go. Get out of here. McDonald's literally has the same 3 things everyone gets.
So what would you like? Favorite food now, Joe? here we go.
For food?
Yeah.
Of everything.
If you had to have, say, you're going to die tomorrow, right?
I'm going to die tomorrow. Why?
Yeah. Because I'm going to kill you, right?
Oh,
I'm going to kill you, Joe. What's your last meal, yo?
Oh, I don't know. I've thought that sometimes you see those death row movies.
Like you said, you don't have a big attachment to food.
I like
you don't
breakfast.
really mind. Breakfast, okay.
But would you have breakfast?
So you're getting a full
Would you
Irish.
have breakfast for dinner for your last meal? It doesn't seem
Brinner.
good. Brinner.
You get the Brinner into you.
2 Brinners, please. For death row.
You could. I mean, you get the works.
But this is going to be
black, white pudding, potato farls,
pancakes, bacon,
hash browns,
scrambled eggs.
Pancakes?
Maybe. Bit of toast. Let's see. That's
That's
what I
not
mean.
the-
You said I
that's
could
not
have
the-
anything.
No, you can't have that.
But I'm dying tomorrow.
That's not a
have-
proper breakfast, man. That's not a full
What, you have
Irish.
toast, white toast?
White toast, yeah.
Yeah.
With
In a
black
wrap,
and white pudding.
in a little-
Get your beans, your fried mushrooms, your, rashers,
No,
sausages,
just kill me now.
fried eggs.
No, that is good. But you want a little triangle toast in a little rack? Would they put
No, I
that
don't
out for
need
you?
the rack. I don't need the rack.
I want the little
But
rack.
It is nice when you get the rack.
Experience. For your last meal, you may as well get the full
Yeah.
trim.
I
and full
want my
setup.
triangular toast.
Yeah.
And I want it on a rack.
Take it back. We can't execute him till he's had triangle toast. It's in his constitutional rights.
Yeah.
His lawyer's been on to us.
Oh, I'd be going for steak or something, man.
That's what I think. You would go
big
for a
dirty
big steak. But it's hard to know. You'd be paralysed by choice. This is what would happen.
Yeah.
Someone says you can have whatever you want for your last meal. You'd be like, could you keep humming and hawing as long as possible to like put off your execution? Do they like have to give you the food before they can kill you, or will they eventually go 5 minutes and you go, no, hang on, come on.
No.
Chips. No.
You'd be killed
roast.
without
No.
your last
Yeah.
meal then, Joe. That's what would happen.
It's terrible. A nice roast. Would you go for a nice roast?
Yeah, it'd be a nice roast now.
Yeah. Proper crispy
Roast
spuds.
lamb. Bit of roast lamb with a bit of mint sauce.
Beef, pork, anything roasted really is good in my
Gravy.
book.
Yorkshire pud.
Yorkshire puds.
Oh,
There you go.
Cheesy cauliflower.
Cheesy cauliflower.
Yeah.
No, keep that on the side, thanks.
No way, man.
No way.
You mix that all up and then it's all gloopy mess at the end.
I'm going to be sharing a cell with you. We're both going to kill tomorrow, and you're going to be like eating cheesy cauliflower, mixing it up,
That's it.
farting all night.
Oh, yeah. If I'm going to go and take it down with me.
I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Thought you had to have cheesy cauliflower. The day before I go into the gas chamber, this is
Yeah.
all I need. I'm
That's
plenty of
the
one
goal.
right now, I'll tell you. But there we
Yeah.
go. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to come back to you now and I'll think about it.
Do. Have a think
Last
about
meals.
it. Last meals, they're interesting things.
Steak,
it must be
yeah,
such a
steak
weird
and
thing.
roast.
But it must taste so good. It
think?
has to taste. Because you know it's your last meal.
I know,
And you just be
it's
eating it going,
terrible.
oh man, this is amazing.
This is-
I'm so annoyed I'm being killed today.
I
Because I
thought it
could
would be
have had
better
loads
if you
of
didn't get
steaks.
killed. The next one would taste good. Of like, oh, I didn't die.
It tastes all the sweeter.
Yeah, but no, I think this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
You'd savour
Get a
every
little-
bite.
What is true down to? What is it badly cooked? They don't say it has to be a nice last meal. They just say it's your last meal. We all just think
Oh, they
that
cook
it's
it look
going to
lovely.
be and then it's
With
going
some
to
lad spitting in his
be,
burger. or
you
something.
can have whatever you want. We're like, oh, it must be nice. They're going to put little tablecloths with candles and let you sit there and savour it. It just comes in a bucket,
Yeah.
frozen, defrosted.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You wanted
Yeah.
steak? We didn't say which animal. Now you get, I don't know, dog steaks or something. I'm trying to think of what animal you get steaks from. Rat steak.
They'd have to be
burgers.
nicer
They
to
would.
people on the last day of their lives, wouldn't they?
They probably are. At least be polite, which is, again, not really much help.
No.
When you're going
No.
down,
Just crying eating
going
your
down
last
the
meal
Green
the whole
Mile.
time.
Yeah, some guys like,
Oh,
you enjoying it? It's like, no. I'm getting electrocuted in like an hour.
Do they still electrocute or is it
Don't
all
think
lethal
so.
injection now?
It's, I think the gas chamber in America is some places still.
Oh, really?
I think so. But it mostly seems to be lethal injection, which they don't seem to go very well. That's something they're weird.
You know,
They
anytime I
always,
watch a
like-
movie and it's a lethal injection, they seem to put the wrong injection
Yeah,
in
it
the
seems to
air.
happen, and they complain that they're not allowed to use certain chemicals, or they use different ones, and it seems quite strange.
No.
I don't know if it's supposed to be more humane. I don't know why they do it.
I
I
mean,
don't know what happened to the old fireman squad. It
if
seemed
you're
to be
going
a
to
bit
do the
more-
crime, you gotta...
Well, this is the
do the
thing,
time.
because you often see, because we're used to seeing so many movies where it's always like wrongfully imprisoned people and something gone wrong and innocent people, stuff like that, and you're like, that's terrible. There should be none of that. But then sometimes you do see the crimes people have committed to end up on death row, and you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
that is horrifying.
Yeah.
Like, that is like insanity, like crazy stuff. But then again, it's the debate: is it about punishing people for doing bad things, or is it about like removing them for society so you don't have to pay, or is it weird? I don't know. I always get debates. They're all right wing of me. Like when you hear about people being horrible and murdering and raping like loads of people, you go, kill him.
Yeah.
He's horrible. He should suffer the way these people suffered. But then other people go, no, that just makes you worse. And what if the chance of the one even to accidentally kill one innocent person, which I'm sure has happened probably quite a lot, is it's not worth getting all the bad guys for. But who's to say? It's probably better
another interesting topic.
not
Joe,
to have it. I know
it's great.
Not as interesting as European Super League, though.
Yeah,
and that's why that will win in the ratings war.
Yes, there'll be more clicks on
There
that.
will, but this is the thing. Imagine, we know what it's like. Imagine how many WhatsApp football groups there are in the world, online comment threads, boards. People can look at this stuff now and see. And I wonder which top 12 clubs are mentioned the most, or clicked the most, or shared the most. Probably these.
Yeah.
So it's probably just like a branding thing. They're literally like, we've done, because they seem to be pretty confident coming out with this. Like they kind of came out of nowhere and just dropped the big bomb, and everyone's kicking off, and they don't seem to care, and they're moving forward. So they've obviously crunched the numbers and are pretty confident that their evil plan is going to work out well for them. So
Evil plan.
but literally, because I was thinking it today, because it's literally like something Mr. Burns does. It was like, all the movie stuff is the same. It's like, I take all the money, thank you. And you're like, oh my god, he's right. And it's being financed by JP Morgan, which are like hilarious comedy, big old evil bank that like do all the stuff.
Yeah,
pretty exciting. It's the way of the world, though, Graeme. It's a
That's
dirty
it.
world. It's a dirty world out there.
I was watching sometimes when I watch movies and it's people with loads of money. It's like, geez, I wish I had loads of money so I could blackmail people as much as I liked.
Just always
just get away with everything just by throwing money at it.
Throw money at the problem. I wish I had a few problems I could throw money at. Yeah. Just buy your way out of things. Yeah. It's pretty sweet. I'm sure it is. But that's the thing. Rich people used to have to like worry about poor people realizing how rich they were and like coming in with pitchforks and like cutting their heads off. They don't have to worry about that anymore. Well, like revolution, that's what used to happen in the past, where like French Revolution, or apparently in America, all the first kind of billionaires, all like Rockefeller and JP Morgan, all these guys, like railroad guys, and the Carnegie and all these people had the same level of money as all the big like tech people and stuff do now, comparatively. But they like built railways and schools and buildings and colleges, and like kept their buildings really discreet, and like they kind of had the same attitude, but they had the thing of like, you have to kind of buy the public off a little bit. You have to give them something back, or else things will get out of hand, and the public just won't put up. Like, look at this football thing. All the fans hate it. Everyone hates it. All the people hate it. But the people who own the clubs
love it.
Don't care as well. They're like, we're taking this thing you own, and you can either come and enjoy it or stay. We don't care. Enough people will come for it to work. So, whereas nowadays, rich people, they don't have to worry about the plebs rising up. Although maybe they do. Maybe this is the start of it. Maybe this will be
a turning point.
The thing. Maybe the football will be the one thing to make people care about the society ending up into the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, probably won't though. Will it?
Won't. We'll all just pay to stream more stuff.
Just stream the Super League.
Stream everything.
A new streaming site for another €7 a month or something.
Exactly. Because it will. And it's the thing again, I'm noticing, because obviously I was so into films, and it happened for me a few years ago, where you just get that like worn out cynical thing where you're like, one, you can't keep up with it all. Two, there's nothing worth keeping up with anyway. It's just become this endless thing where like the thing that was your little hobby and passion you now have no connection to it anymore. You know what I mean? It's not what it was, isn't what it is anymore. It's just become this sort of like, as you say, endless, flickable, scannable content thing. It's just like, because football used to only be 3:00 on a Saturday. That was the thing. All games, same time.
Watching on teletext.
Sky, crank that open. Spread them all over the weekend now. I don't care if you're an away fan going from Hull to
not just the weekend, man, over the whole week.
Monday, but that's what I mean. Monday night football. Imagine you're like, it's Hull away to Chelsea, and the whole family's like, oh god, so I got to take 2 days off work to go up and down the country overnight to chanting an away end. Like, we don't care.
That's the passion. There's the passion right there. But it's
the TV. Imagine how many people watch on TV compared to how to go to games. So I always think that now, when you watch a big festival or a concert, do you know when you see them on telly and they film them really well? And do you know when it looks really cool to see a big crowd that's all moshing and you're like, yeah. But you're like, oh, being in the middle of that though, it's a different story. It's a different experience.
As in, do you prefer it?
I don't know, but this is the thing. You don't see as much.
You don't like being crushed.
Match, well, no one likes being crushed, but you don't. You're almost, you get the energy and stuff, but you probably don't see it. Like we were talking about the golf as well last time.
Yeah.
If you were at a golf tournament, you don't see as much golf as the people watching like these perfect shots of like the ball dropping in the hole and
all the angles,
all the best shots, all the thing. Formula One or something. Yeah. You have to watch it live, though, don't you? Live events are way better than watching it on TV. Well, maybe that'll happen. Maybe everyone are going to get a vaccine, and then it's going to flip the other way, and people are going to be so bored of sitting around staring at screens that everyone's going to go into like a frenzy of live events.
Have they formed a habit now of watching screens, and it's very hard to break habits.
Well, that's the thing. Is the outside world that great? Who knows? We're going to figure it out.
So much better than inside.
It is. So it is. But that's not what the tech companies. They don't want you to do that. They want you sitting at home, getting stuff delivered in, ordering online,
getting those advertising.
Just buying crap, whatever.
Yeah.
The phone just listening to you going, what are you talking about? Here's an ad for it.
Yeah.
Here's Amazon.
That still freaks me out whenever
we've all
you're
just
talking about
accepted
anything.
It, though.
I've talked about the Super League will probably be up on my phone, but something else. I talked about Death Row today.
Yeah.
Or your last meal.
You're going to get ads
I'll get ads for Death Row.
Death Row.
Saying, hey, you want to be on Death Row?
We got a few
Go
openings.
kill somebody
we got a few spots.
in Texas.
Is that the thing with the... Yeah. Maybe that's why they do the lethal injection now. I think there's like 3 different people push buttons and they all release a different thing, so it's not one person. That was the whole thing. I remember they were trying to get away from the old executioner. That one person was like literally responsible. That's what the old firing squad was good. I don't know whether they got rid of that. That was handy.
Oh, the good old firing squad.
Well, it was... And then like some guys had blanks, so no one knew who was shooting for real.
Firing squad would be messy.
It would be messy.
Very messy.
And you have to make sure that like someone's getting you clean through, I guess.
Yeah.
But the lethal injection seems to be messy. There's always people like having bad reactions, or it takes them like an hour to like die and stuff.
What they should do is they should inject them with COVID.
They should.
And see.
They'd probably be fine though.
Yeah. Well, check and see if they have any underlying conditions first.
Apparently loads of people in prison were doing alright with COVID, because everyone's like, COVID's going to be a nightmare in prisons because obviously you can't distance and they're all overcrowded anyway in kind of horrible conditions. But I think loads of them are doing well because obviously their immune systems are used to dealing with horrible you know what I mean? They were living in terrible conditions anyway. But what was it they used to do? Not COVID. Dog. They put a dog to sleep instantly, so... That sounds pretty bleak talking about people like that, but whatever they're using.
Just use the dog stuff on the humans.
Only people who fully deserve it. And
who's going to be the guinea pig for that? So today we're going to use the dog stuff on you, sir. I just need you to sign this.
Clarence, I'm so sorry, but this is the first day of trials, so hopefully you're guilty because it's happening. But yeah, it's interesting.
So what else happened? Anything else happened during the week?
Corporate world. Well, you had an interesting experience, didn't you?
I had 2 things this week. I had my first COVID test.
Oh yeah,
which was
right up the nose.
Right up the nose, like right up. They go right
I've
up
heard
there.
everyone say it.
I got the text message.
The what?
The text message.
Okay.
That was just like, make sure you get there on time because a high volume of people have been coming in to get there.
Great.
And I got there like 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
And it was a literal ghost town.
Really?
Not a single.
You saw a ghost?
I was the the ghost of COVID.
Come through, please. Can you sign here?
Yeah. No, I got there. Literally nobody.
Nobody around?
Like there was probably about 40 staff around
Just
the place.
stand. This is the great COVID scam. Getting paid
and
our
I was
dollar.
the only car there.
Oh, it's a drive-through one.
Drive-through one in Punchestown, and
they when did they text you?
They text me on Thursday.
And how many days was it after?
I got it the next day.
So when did they tell you it was busy or come early?
Oh, the day of.
Okay.
Like I rang my GP the morning I was saying I need to get a COVID test because I have a bit of a runny nose.
Yeah.
And I do be the
was
grandparents be minding the kid. Yeah, it came out negative. Of
Just
course.
skipped it. And 20 minutes later, so I have COVID.
Yeah, so the next day, like I got it within the 20. I got it in like, it was only about 18 hours and I got the test back.
Which is great.
Which is brilliant.
Which helps.
So very efficient. But like, of course I did, because there was nobody else getting tested that day.
The great COVID scam.
So unless it was crazy busy in the morning or something.
It might have been.
Nobody there.
Can you just roll up and show up, or do you have to book it?
No, I had to book it. Like, you have to get a referral.
They have
from
some
your
walk-in
GP
ones now as well. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're funny. They still have the one in like Cork or Croke Park and stuff.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a funny one when they're just there choking you down your throat.
Yeah.
Like,
Still further.
all that.
Still further.
And then
they're getting
up your
bored
nose,
now.
she's like, it only takes a second. And I swear to God, she's up your nose for at least what felt a minute.
They must be
It was
having
probably
a laugh
only
with
about
people
10
now.
seconds, but she was just like, you're nearly done. And your eyes are just like, get out of my nose when you get out. And she's there, they'll think I'm killing you. It's like, it feels like you are. Like this tiny little thing up your nose, but geez, you really feel it, don't you?
It keeps going.
And then your eyes just like start flooding with water. So that was interesting.
Is this a legitimate place?
And I was looking forward to it. I was like, I haven't had my COVID test yet. This would be nice. Get out and about. Go out for a drive.
You always want to be involved in what's going on.
Yeah.
Just like keeping up
At least
with
now I can say I had it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the test.
The test, that is, yes.
You wanted to have the test?
Yeah, just to see everybody, just so I can say, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You like to be involved in
the
current conversation?
Yes.
Trending topics?
And then
do you think they're
the
bored?
other thing was all juice, no seeds, Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had my own vasectomy.
My goodness.
So that was...
That was
interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
First question, did your dentist do it?
No, no, he didn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
You were getting a deal on it or something. No, you didn't.
You owe me one.
Yeah, exactly.
You owe me one, man.
Come on, you should be able to figure it out. It's basically the same principle.
Yeah. No, my dentist didn't
do it.
This is one that I looked up online.
Yeah.
Place called Gentle Procedures.
Gentle Procedures.
Yeah.
That's ominous.
I thought it sounded good.
It does sound good.
That's gentle. It's better than being like, we sliced you up. We're gonna slice and dice.
Snip and dip or something. Yeah.
So Gentle Procedures.
That's hilarious.
They do all the things around your genital area.
Oh, so it's like a little pun on genitals? Does it say genital procedure?
Oh, no. It was just gentle.
Gentle, but maybe they're trying
Yeah, maybe.
That's
because they do give you your... they can circumcise you.
OTD?
They do all sorts of stuff with your...
is it only men? Like male bits? Or
yes.
Male-bodied bits?
So it's just like, I was there going, I don't think I could do this job. It's one of those, like...
It is one of those...
constantly at other people's nads, basically.
No way. I do this all day. You're like, great.
But it was really gentle. And it was gentle. I mean, they didn't lie.
It wasn't like a film. You sign up to do some like Total Recall thing and they're like, gentle procedures. And you go in and you're like, no, lie back, sir. You're like,
no. The hardest part of it was shaving myself before.
For you to do it?
Yeah.
What? Talk us through. So you booked it online.
I made the mistake, Joe, in that I didn't read the things I was supposed to do till the morning of, So the Masters was on that weekend and I was caning the gargle out of it on the Sunday night.
How do you not read the booklet?
Because I didn't. They didn't say it to me. They didn't say. It's not a booklet. They sent me an email saying this is your.
You couldn't read.
This is your appointment time or whatever. And then, of course...
Please see the attached document for the essential things you need to
but
take
they need to tell you that.
Safe for him.
They should just tell you exactly what you need to do. There's only 3 things, which was like...
How are you putting this on them? It's getting worse for them that they didn't tell you.
Shut up, Joey. I'll tell you a story. They said don't drink 20 or 48 hours before the operation. Don't take any like ibuprofen or sort of Nurophens or stuff like that.
Heroin.
48 hours, and shave your scrotal area, you know. So I was like, I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning watching the Masters.
Hammered. Neck and ibuprofen.
So I was woke up in the morning going, can I even go for this now? What's going to happen to me?
Can you drive?
Yeah, but you can drive to and from, because it's just a local anaesthetic.
Completely pissed still. I know.
Oh yeah. Oh, well.
So you had to, in a panic, shave yourself before leaving the house in like 5 minutes. You realised you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, I had to shave.
Did you shave yourself like all the way up to here or something? Like, your eyebrows just
underneath, around your...
A dry shave now? Were you going full? Did you do
see, this is the thing. I went down with my beard trimmer.
Yeah,
because I'd never shave. Like this manscaping thing. How do people do that?
New generation.
Oh, it's definitely a next gen thing.
It is,
because it's like
it's the guys who have the little ankles out in the trousers. That's what they're doing. It.
Yeah,
they're all about it.
But I went for the beard trimmer down there, and don't ever do that.
Did you have the little guard on?
It's fine up around the top.
Yeah.
But once you go down there,
like
it got caught.
Loose skin.
It gets caught.
Yeah, it's
oh man!
Did it pinch?
Cut myself. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. So then it was proper. Get the razor out and
do you get the phone. Do you get the little little barber coming and going? Yes, sir.
He used one of my wife's disposable razors.
Put it back in the packet.
Yeah. That's still good. That's still good.
It's just one.
That's got another
like 5 shaves, isn't it? Yeah.
A few more goes out of that. So anyway, I was all prepped down there. After, like, that was horrific doing that. If I'm honest.
Shaving your face in a hurry is terrible. Yeah. Painful. You always cut it so.
But sure, then my wife said, because she was like, I'll drop you then. I'll bring you. Because you
so thoughtful.
Yeah, she was very good now.
Yeah.
And thought I'd be in and out, but I was waiting longer than I thought it'd be. But
so what did they?
Once you're in there, it's literally 15 minutes. They give you this local anaesthetic on your. What they had to put it. One of the things that you expect to be the least worst are probably the worst things. Like they put an elastic band around your wiggy at the top. Your wiggy, like your penis. That's your penis. You did a wiggy. I put a elastic band on my wiggy. That's what I call my kids. Thing. Yeah. It's like you have a wiggy, mommy has a woony.
You need to come up with some word.
So they put an elastic band around it, and then they attach it with a clip up to your jumper. Keep it up there. It's standard procedure.
Sure it is.
And they actually say that to you. This is probably the hardest part of it, like, because it feels weird when they're doing it.
They're just messing with you. And then this is like the COVID test.
Just like my dentist all over again.
Get this up his nose for the crack.
They must just see me as fair game, man.
They're quiet days. You come in on the quiet day, they're like, this guy's going to do whatever we tell him. Yeah, now put that elastic band there, just attach it to your jumper.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the worst bit. This is the hardest bit now, yeah. Hold this.
And then
just put this wig on.
And then they have some sort of clipper thing. I don't know, you can't see it.
Yeah, so you don't want to see it
as well. You're lying back, and then they're putting something on you, and it feels like that on you. But then
on your balls.
On your ball.
Yeah.
Well, I only have one ball, as you know. that's another story for another day.
It's been a rough couple of years for the lads down there.
I don't know. I'm just getting hammered myself now. But all of these dentist visits, and now vasectomy and COVID tests. I need a bit of a break, man.
You do. You're on the ropes.
Baby on the way. I think I've done the worst of it now.
You're like Rocky in like round 4 or 5 when he's just been getting wailed on the whole thing, and you're like, how is he still standing?
But
What's going on?
And come round 12,
I'm going to win. Exactly.
I'm going to win.
The music's going to come in. Bam, 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 bam. The guy's going to be like, I can't. What I do is like a piece of steel. My hands are getting sore, hitting his face. Yeah, and you're like, that's it, baby. Keep on coming. I'm going to tire him out.
You can't kill me.
Yeah, exactly. Take them all.
So I've been taking a pounding, but all worth it in the end.
No, definitely. It's real life stuff. It's interesting. So they do that. So
it's always weird just having people fiddling around stuff down there.
And you always have to be like straight faced and boring, and they're being real professional, and you're not trying to make it weird in them.
Although I'm not like that though, Joe.
And you're trying to crack a joke.
Hey!
Did you go, hope I don't get a stiffy or something? Something really bad and inappropriate.
I had to hold myself back a few times. I had a load of things there that I could have said, and I was actually quite good that day.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I could have said a load of things that I was just like, will I say this? Will I say this? No.
Were they stuff that would have got you like Me Too'd?
It was stuff like when he's telling you, like after the procedure, they tell you the things you need to do.
Okay.
You know, and stuff like you have to ejaculate 25 times now after the operation in the next 4 months.
The next 4
before you come in
4 hours.
But that's what I was saying. I was like, I'll knock that out in a day, doc. But I held me back from saying that.
It's probably wise to do. I'd say it's one of those things like the Simpsons, like, do you come with the car kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like, he's heard these jokes.
He has.
He's heard them all.
But has he?
Yes.
Did he need me to say that?
Do you think you were going to make his day?
I could have made his day.
You could have. You go back again and go, Doc.
And then, I will next time. When he's putting it back together.
Exactly, when you're like, I really need it.
And just stuff like that. But he was a nice doctor.
Just stuff like that's a lot. What else is he telling you to do?
So
you have to time it. You were saying before you have to go back for like
in 4 months I have to go back and give a sample.
So you have to be careful until then.
Yeah. So that's why you have to 25 times. I was like, to clear out the pipes. It was like 25 times. So I was like, that's residual sperm in your tubes for 4 months.
Just hanging. Well, that's them just being sure. They don't want any more people coming in and shooting them in the leg or whatever.
So they have a 99.9%.
Is this the one in Offaly that was
success rate? So
that 0.1.
That 0.1
keeps you up at night,
right.
though, isn't it?
But it's funny when they gave me the thing after. It's only then I read the stuff and it was like all the things that could have gone wrong. Like 1 in 3,000 get like a grapefruit sized, swell in their ball, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't read these before I went in. Like, there's no way I would have got this done.
How do you get an operation on your testicles by a company you found on the internet called General
Don't ever
Solutions?
read the fine print. It'll just put you off.
And not read anything about what was going to happen before or what could go wrong.
Don't do it, man. It'll put you off for life.
You should be running the vaccine rollout now. You'd be like, don't fucking read that. Yeah. Just stick it in his arm.
Just get it into you, Cynthia. Man. Just don't read the things, and then what did they say? What's the ignorance is bliss sometimes.
It really is. All times, because you don't know that it's not bliss.
Like, would you not get the COVID vaccine? I wouldn't care, man. I wouldn't get it into me so I can be free.
Just get it and get on with life. Yeah. They're not going to let us do anything else anyway. You won't be going to any live sports.
But the beauty of the operation then obviously is no more babies. I mean, no more.
I'm sure your children would love to hear that.
Yeah, well, no.
No, you've got
I have enough. I have two, one on the way. That's grand.
Perfect.
And there's no worrying ever again.
It is, and it's something that men can do, I think, because it is the best way for like a long-term married couple to just like relax and have like healthy sex life and not have to worry about stuff. Like it's the least awkward thing eventually. So women take the pill for years and we just let them do it and go, that's great. So it's time for us to step up to the plate.
Big time.
Take one in the nuts.
For the team.
And then you can relax.
But also you get pampered the day off.
You know,
I got to go home, just lie up in bed and watch Netflix. Watched a couple of movies and
she brought me tea.
And she brought me a lovely roast dinner and everything.
Oh wow, well,
this is great, man.
Pushing it.
Maybe I'll just say I'm really sore tomorrow.
Yeah,
as well.
You dragged it out for like a week or two. No, they had you dig in the garden next day or something.
No, you're not allowed. No, like, that's one of the things as well. No heavy
25 ejaculations within the next
4
months. Do you have the little cross off when you've done each one?
Yeah. I have little notches on my bedpost.
People are going to know, exactly. They're going to go, basically, like, that one wasn't with me. Where was that? You'll be like, I did it for myself. I got to keep the average up.
Yeah.
What else do they say to do or not to do?
That's pretty much it, right? It was all just like, you take the painkillers for a couple of days and then take like anti-inflammatories for 4 or 5 days after. Yeah. And then like you're all set to go again, and just take it easy.
Take it easy out there, man.
For a couple of weeks.
Don't go getting anyone.
So it's been a week,
a couple of weeks, yeah,
and it's not like it's still like sensitive, but it's not sore.
It's always a little sensitive.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, more so.
More, aware. And so 15 minutes, that was all you're in there for?
Pretty much. Like, I was waiting much longer, and just more of the talking.
Was there a queue, or did they keep you all discreetly hidden away?
I know there's a couch that you were sitting in the reception area.
Yeah.
And one guy came out as I was just sitting there, so...
Just running.
€500 piece.
Screaming.
You know,
one guy
just knocking out, like...
just
Can you imagine if it only takes 15 minutes, they're getting through, like... Oh, yeah. They must be getting through about 7 or 8 a day.
Oh, at least.
And then...
Yeah.
You know... That's it.
And is this
€4,000 a day.
A doctor?
I hope so.
How many people are in the room? Him and someone else?
Yeah, him and his assistant.
His lovely lady assistant helper.
It's like being at the dentist, you know, the one who holds your head?
Yeah.
That's pretty
this
much.
This time, she's holding your head. But you don't want to see it. It is like the dentist, because the dentist, you can't avoid them being right in your face. But I suppose this you can just look up. But did they have a little picture on the ceiling?
No, they had a little TV with fish on it. You know,
fish? Yeah, not even the news.
They don't even have a fish tank. They just put fish on the
I suppose
telly.
they wanted to be calming stuff. They can't show anything that's going to get you stressed.
And they put on calming music too.
Did
they were like, what would you like to listen to? And I was just like, just some chill out vibes. Just some
play this chill out vibes. Beats in Sunset 2.0, please. And was it just like
elevator music? Yeah, no, it was nice.
And was it cold? What? So they put cold stuff on? It was like numbing oil or something, or like what's that stuff they do? Like spray it?
No, it was like a little tap thing that was like. Just a local anesthetic. Just a local anesthetic.
What's that mean? Oh, like they rub
you can't see what they're doing. So it's
just,
they have it's like a little injection.
Oh, it is an injection.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's not a syringe. It's just a little, the little prick finger thing that you get. Yeah. Something like that on you.
Wow.
And then you're just numb. Then
just don't know what's going on.
Can you feel that? Feel what?
No, nothing.
Yeah. So I'd recommend it, man. And it's not. It's not sore.
Yeah.
And, I think if you want just peace of mind, it's €500 very little to pay for that.
It is. It's a lifelong security now. You can just go on and enjoy yourself and relax and not fret. Mm-hmm. Again, what they do with the dogs works cheat.
Exactly.
Take them. I think they just take them off with dogs. It's not as good, but no, very good, responsible.
Yes. And it's not invasive. They don't use a scalpel or anything. It's all like a tiny 1 centimeter
thing you can even see.
Take it in.
Yeah.
Take out the tube.
So what?
Snip it.
So what they're
and then they actually solder it.
What?
Yeah, they use some heat to.
You got a little welding mask down there, just like. What's going on in there, Doc? No, it's all perfectly normal. Just don't bite down. Yeah. Whatever you do, don't swallow.
And you can actually smell the singe,
the burning flesh,
the burning. Yeah.
What that smell like? Rashers,
like
cooking.
Oh yeah, I was mad for a sausage. I was mad for a sausage sandwich when I came out.
So what is the mechanics of it? It's a certain little tube that puts. Coming from your testes, so it's your little.
No, they go in between. It's getting very technical.
No, but that's why it's interesting.
But it's so they have your penis stuck to your jumper or whatever, of course. And then they go in
just a normal
between
Monday afternoon
between your penis and the bottom of your ball, just a little bit of skin there.
So so not underneath the ball, like in there.
In at the top.
Yes.
So then they just I think they take out the tube and they snip it, and then they go just seal it up
like a little electrician, kind of doing a little job.
And he attaches it to the side of your sack. Then
just a bit of tape,
it in there.
Bit of blue
tape. Bit of mask and tape, fix all.
Now, if that comes loose, just give us a shout. We'll be like, you have my number.
He did have a technical term for it, but I was just like, fair enough.
Sticky tape. So he did kind of talk you through. This was But he do it when he was doing
some
it.
People, some people find this feel a sensation here, or whatever. He just says, don't be surprised. You feel something now. It's like, all right.
Some people feel sharp stabbing pain right about now. So don't be alarmed.
But no, it was fine. And I'd say by the end of next week I'll be perfect.
Yeah. You will be perfect.
Back to normal.
You'll be perfect.
Yeah.
You'll be finally perfect. You'll have perfected yourself.
Finally.
And do you think that's great and very exciting?
Yeah.
Do you feel any different? Is it psychologically different? Does it matter? Not really.
Not really. No.
It's nothing. It doesn't care.
No.
Exactly.
I don't feel different in any way.
It's a good reason.
But yeah. So that was my week, man. What a week.
What a week.
What a week.
So we have vasectomy, a COVID test.
See what I can book myself in for next
week. And the European Super League. What else is going to go next? We need next
I think
week.
I'll just get a colonoscopy next week.
Colonoscopy. Get like
endoscopy.
Get like an eye removed and put back in or something. Yeah. And then we need
laser eye treatment.
Sports to do something weirder, like Star Wars versus Man United on Mars or something.
Amazing.
We'd all watch. I mean, we'd all pay. Who are we kidding? Okay, Graeme. Excellent. Next week, I look forward to your reports and all those things.
Yes.
Back on gentleprocedures.ie.
No idea.
Where to go. Why I'm asking you?
It was in Nace.
It was in Nace.
It was in Nace.
So they're probably worried people are going to come and shoot them if they don't tell them all the details. Like before. Was that an awful?
Oh, yeah. No, that was a different place.
A different place.
But that was his own fault.
It really was.
Because it says, do not have sex straight after the operation. So you need to leave it
24 times.
And if you're going to, be careful.
Be careful. It's 99.9% effective.
Exactly.
Not 100.
But only if you follow the rules.
If you read them.
See, I'm good at following the rules.
You're not if you read
after
them.
After
the fact.
Yeah.
You're good at... It's
like getting the IKEA furniture and not even looking at the directions. Just throwing it up.
You're like the Evel Knievel thing. You're like... Or was it the Han Solo? Never tell me the odds. You just like going in, jumping the canyon on the little bike.
Yeah.
And when you land, you go, geez, that was...
I did it.
Sketchy. That was unlikely. I could have died. Okay, that'll do, Graeme. Excellent show.
Good talk, Joe.
Good talk. Glad to hear it.
And,
keep it up.
Next week I'll have more stuff.
Good. The strange life of Graeme continues.
Yes.
Chapter 6. 5. 6. Chapter 6.
Tune in next week, Chapter 6.
See you later, guys. Tune in next week. It's been great. It's been beautiful.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself.
Adieu. Bye-bye.
The Graeme and Joe Show.
That's good. That's probably a good